Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to do invisible locks on natural hair. I've been getting this request a lot, so let's get straight into it. I'm starting with her hair freshly washed and stretched. I am using my gel band. The link to buy it is in the description box below. The gel I'm using is X block, hair wax, gel, whatever. I prefer to use wax because it holds the hair down more properly, especially if you are dealing with natural hair, but you can substitute the hair wax with gel if you don't have it. Now I'm going to start parting your hair. This is not a parting tutorial, this is me showing you how to do the actual invisible locks. So I'm not going to really go into my parting method, but for the purpose of this video I want you guys to know I did the bricklayer parting method for her hair. So I start by parting her hair from ear to ear at the back. Now once I have my first part, I'm going to divide the part into two and then part each of the two parts also into two. That's a lot of numbers in mathematics, I'm so sorry guys. One thing about this style, you are going to use the gel or the hair wax, whichever one you're using. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like hair wax or hair gel in their hair, then I don't know if this style is for you. I'm very sure there are ways of doing this hairstyle without adding the gel, but for sure it's not going to last long, and for sure it's not also going to look the way most of the hairstyles look. I get that question a lot. Can you do the hair without the gel? Yeah, I'm sure you can, but I don't know if it's going to end up looking the way you want it to look though. Invisible locks is basically having two flat twists and then twisting them together. It's a hairstyle that's supposed to mimic how natural locks look like when you twist it together. So the technique here is to flat twist the natural hair, two parts, and then twist it together. That's literally it. It's not anything difficult at all. I don't know how to explain how flat twists are done, but I'm going to try my best. To be very honest, the art of doing hair mostly is all about visuals. You watch and you learn. But I'm going to try to use words to explain to you. Yeah. It's all about movement. You twist and then you hold it down, then you continue twisting. So it's like doing a cornrow but with twists. Does it make sense? Once you have your two flat twists down, twisted down like this, you now take the ends of the twist, right, and then you twist it together like the way you do a normal two-strand twist. With the way I do my invisible locks, I prefer to feed in the extensions I'm adding. So instead of adding the extension at a bulk at the beginning, I put it in pieces. I feed it in pieces. What wig do you use to do invisible locks? That's another question that a lot of people ask me. In this video, I'm using Darling Natural Twist or Darling Kinky. You can use any kinky wig to do this hairstyle. You can also use Brazilian wool. Let me know if you guys would like to see a tutorial on that. So let's do this once again. Once you have your part, you are going to take your hair wax or your hair gel and then you are going to put it all over the hair like so. Now you are going to take your rattle comb, your any comb that you're having, and you are just going to comb it down so it's flat at the edges. Now you divide your part into two equal parts. Make sure your lines are looking straight as possible, and then you go in again with the gel to hold it down. Like I said, I'm using Darling Natural Twist. The hair comes in pieces like this. I divide each of the piece into three like so, and I'm going to use these to feed into my invisible locks. Now for the flat twist, you are twisting down, holding it with your other hand, and then continuing to twist down. Also, please note that I am twisting to the right. So you see me twisting to my right. The direction in which you are twisting is very important if you want your invisible locks to look nice. Once you are done twisting one of the parts, you are going to hold it down with a clip. Then you go on with the second one. You flat twist again to your right. You have to be firm with your flat twist. It shouldn't be too tight, but it has to be firm. Another reason why the gel is necessary here is because it keeps the hair in place. You get it? Makes it look neat. And once you are done flat twisting both to your right, you are going to start twisting, but to your left. You have to note this part. It's very important. The direction you make your flat twist should be the opposite direction you are going to make your two-strand twist. If you make the flat twist to your left and you twist the hair also to your left, it's going to unravel when you are done. So to avoid that, you make sure that when you make your flat twist to your left, you are going to do the two-strand twist to your right. If you do the flat twist to your right, you do the two-strand twist to your left. Either way works, but you just have to make sure they are on the opposite sides. Once you start twisting down, you'll be feeding in the hair with the kinky extensions or whatever extensions you are using. Some people actually use caniculin hair, like normal braiding hair. So you are twisting all the way to the end, depending on the length of the hair you want. If you want it short, you want it long, you just have to make sure you twist it all the way to the end. But it has to be longer than the actual length you want it, because you are going to twist back up. So this is how you do the tips. You measure the hair to the point at which you want it to be. Then you fold the hair. You hold the folded hair at the bottom. Then you start to wrap downwards. You are wrapping the extra length around the hair, right? As though you are doing locks. You wrap all the way to the end, and that's this. I don't hold my tips with rubber bands because the kinky allows you to wrap and it's very secure. But if you are doing it with Brazilian wool or you're doing it with any caniculin hair, you probably have to use the rubber bands to secure the tips. Even with this, you can use the rubber bands to secure the tips, but the way I do it, you don't really need it. Another question I get is, how long can you keep this hairstyle for? Honestly, you can keep it for as long as you want. This is the hairstyle it is trying to mimic. It's usually for locks, and this is how some starter locks are also started. So you just have to make sure that you're not keeping it for too long, because if you keep it for too long, it's going to start locking your natural hair, especially if your hair is natural. So you can keep it from anytime between 2 weeks to 6 weeks. I think it should be okay. Another question I get is, can people that have permed hair do this hairstyle? Yes, of course. You can do this hairstyle if your hair is permed and if your hair is short to a certain extent, short to the extent where it can be flat twisted. If it is too short, please, you know what I'll tell you, go and sit down. Another question I get is it painful? No, it's not painful at all. This is one of the most painless hairstyles ever. The pain level is like 3/10. Anyway, this is the end of the video. This is a very simple hairstyle. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete a full look, and it's one of the most popular hairstyles I ever do. I hope this tutorial helps anybody that watches it, and I'm going to see you guys in another video. Thank you so much for watching once again.